Hey, what's going on? I'm Tyler Wysong. If you have been feeling like your mixed voice is inconsistent, like you can get it on some days, but you can't on other days, or you feel like you can do it in the context of an exercise, but you can't do it in a song yet, then today I want to give you an exercise that is going to help clear something that is so important up for you, and that is the pathway your voice needs to take, and the pathway or the direction that you need to memorize in order for your mixed voice to actually be usable. Let's go. There's a very specific and particular thing that has to happen when you sing in your mix. It's interesting because I find a lot of us describe it slightly differently, but it seems like we're all describing the same thing. What I'm talking about is when you turn over into your mix, or you actually go into your mixed voice from your lower voice to your mixed voice, it feels like the voice just rotates upwards or goes above your mouth or turns over up into your head. I mean, there's lots of ways we can describe it, but that is a little bit of a nebulous thing to say without experiencing it yourself first. Here is an exercise that really makes it more clear on what turning over feels like and the pathway that it should take when you do turn over. We're gonna start with an oo vowel. I really want you to have a very neutral larynx when you do this. And one of the most foolproof ways I've ever learned how to do this is make the oo shape, think the oo, and then breathe in silently while you're doing that. When you take that noiseless inhale, pay attention to where you feel the cooling. Do you feel it at the back near your soft palate? If you do, you're busted because you want that cooling to be at the front of your mouth. When you cool the front part of your mouth near your teeth and your hard palate and the front part of your tongue, that means your throat is in its most open and relaxed state. If you're feeling it cooling near the back in the pharynx or the soft palate, it's because you have a narrowing or most likely some sort of constriction happening there. So where the vocal tract is narrowest is where you're going to feel the cooling on the inhale. Cool the front part of your mouth on an oo while thinking it, and then turn your voice on while you're exhaling through the same shape. Ooh. So you might get a really rich and kind of resonant sounding ooh, and that's a good sign that you're doing this right. What you want to do from there is we're just going to jump on fifths. So that way we don't give ourselves any chance to drag anything up. Ooh. You don't have to bear down in your throat to do this. There's not a lot of pressure buildup when you do this. It's not falsetto, but you're not compressing to do this. The voice just kind of rotates upwards. When the voice rotates upwards, you all of a sudden don't feel like you have to squeeze it. So if you can do that well on the fifth, then jump it on the octave. Also, I want to mention the oo compared to ah. Do you hear how much lower that pitch is? That first resonance is of the oo? Well, that means acoustically, at least, the oo turns over before the ah. I'm not going to go into great detail on this, but there are harmonic informant and or resonant interactions that occur that really determine when we go into this close timbre or this mixed voice resonance. And so we can take advantage of this oo at a lower pitch range because it turns over lower than the ah. And it can give us a target of where we want to put the ah when we go to that in just a second. Ooh, it just feels like it whoosh, jumps up. Ooh. It's not falsetto. It's not pure head voice. It's definitely not yelling. It's kind of hard to yell on an oo and not instinctive to do. So you're learning what this feels like. Now let's think that feeling, that pathway that you're finding when we go to the ah. You can also apply the same principle that we did with the oo. Breathe in on the ah. This one is the most tempting to cool the back of your mouth. But see if you can rearrange your setup in such a way to where you cool the front part of your mouth, like we did on the ooh. That felt similar to what I did on the ooh.
Okay.
That's really high. I mean, it just kind of keeps going if you do it in this way. And I'm not trying to belt it, but I'm also not disconnecting. I'm not going into falsetto. This is not reinforced falsetto. This is a mixed voice. And it's a very specific, muscular, and resonant configuration that feels really easy to do. And you can sing really stupid high. When you do it like this, without your throat feeling like it's burning, and without your voice, getting all tired and hoarse on you immediately after doing it. If that's happening to you, that's your body telling you something is wrong. When it comes to your voice, no pain, no gain doesn't apply. You shouldn't be feeling pain as you go singing higher. Now, there comes a point where, we should just stop singing for the day. But this technique has saved me over the years, and it will save you too if you start to sing in this way. And yes, this is something that you could use when you sing. Watch. When a man loves a woman. It's the same thing that I'm doing on the ah vowel. It feels like it goes up into my head, and it feels like it's above my mouth. And then I just orient myself there. If you try to pull it back down this way, you're going to be in trouble. The larynx is going to start raising. You're going to be increasing breath pressure too much, and it's not going to feel good. This has taken me a long time to be able to do on a consistent and regular basis, and to feel confident and comfortable in the way that I sing. I've taken lots and lots of voice lessons. I've gone through every program you can imagine. I don't want you to get discouraged if you feel like this is not happening for you right away. Also, I do just want to mention, I just launched a brand new plan on my website. It's my new 1-year apprenticeship plan. I only have limited spots available for this, but if you are ready to take your voice to the next level, one of the best and fastest ways you can do that is through apprenticeship. If you want to learn more about that, and that's something that's interesting to you, I have a link for you down below. Look, my friend, I want to tell you something, especially if you've been working at this for a while. I want you to reevaluate something here. Don't sabotage yourself by the story that you have on repeat in your mind. Notice it, especially if it's negative. Forgive it, and then change it. Choose something different. Replay a more positive story, a more accurate representation of the person that you want to become 1 year from now, 5 years from now. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. I hope you liked this video today. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Give it a like. And if you haven't yet, hit subscribe to my channel. If you watched it all the way through here, come on now, join the family, so you'll be notified when I release more videos just like this one.